This is a Lunar Lexon 540, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake will demonstrate in person to you here on site. In the front locker, you've got your two gas bottle tie downs. Obviously you will need to purchase a gas pigtail that goes from the gas regulator to the gas bottles itself. Going down the side of the caravan, you've got your heating and hot water flue. You'll need to remove this cover prior to igniting anything on gas inside of the caravan. So you remove the cover and it will allow the heating system to breathe. It's a bit like the flue you have on the side of your house. You've then got your two wind down legs on either side at the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site, and you've obviously got two at the rear of the caravan also. You've then got your water pump connection coming in from the side of the van. Pull the blue trigger back to release it outside of the van and push it in to lock it in place, and the blue trigger at the bottom there locks the pump in place. Do need to make sure the pump is fully submerged in the water prior to filling up the water system. You've then got your battery. Obviously you can see we've got a test battery on here at the moment just to demonstrate everything is working, and then you've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site also, and we'll torque the wheel nuts before the caravan leaves site. Fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. Now during the summer they will take in more warm air than they push out cool air, so the fridge potentially won't work as well during the summer as it does during the winter months. Then got your grey outlet pipes here, so the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, and that's where these two grey pipes come in here. You have two bits of grey pipe that go into the large diameter holes, and they'll drop down inside your waste master. Going towards the back of the van, you've got the tank here. You open this up and you've got a 3.5 litre flush tank, and you'll need to put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink toilet fluid prior to use. In the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette. You pull up the orange handle at the bottom, pull the cassette towards you. There's a neck on the front of it, so you turn out to tip the waste away. And on the back of that cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Coming to the back of the van, and you've got your two wind down legs on the rear to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. Then got a storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the caravan. You can also access that storage from the inside of the van by lifting the bed up. Wet locker at the front of the caravan, so you can store any accessories that you need to store, and you've also got a barbecue gas point there as well, and the last of your wind down legs. Coming onto the inside of the van now, first thing we can do is turn the radio off, wherever it may be. Power it off just there. So as you come in the caravan, on the left hand side as you walk in, you're going to see your main control panel. So you've got your master power switch here, power on and off. You've got your water pump run, which we'll come back to in a moment. You've got your internal lighting for the caravan and your awning light for the outside. And then you've got your voltmeter for your battery on board your caravan. Once you have your master power switch turned on, you can come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and you can find your drain valve. So that's the yellow valve that you see just down there on the floor. To fill the water system up, it does need to be parallel with the floor, as it is at the moment. And to drain the water system down, that valve will be pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat. So as I said, you need to fill the system up first of all, so that valve will be flat. We do advise after each use of the caravan that you drain the water system down completely. So that valve's now in the fill position. We can come over to all the taps on board the caravan with our aqua roll connector on the outside. We'll open all the taps up on the hot side of the system. And then what you should do is turn on your water pump just here. Turn on the pump, and once the pump is on, it will allow the water system to fill up. Once you've got water flowing out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off, and that is your water system full. Hopefully you can see it steaming away there to see it's working nicely. Now, once you've got that water system full, you're going to want to start warming the water up. So underneath the seat on the front right hand side, down by your consumer unit, you'll see that you have two power switches here. The top switch is for the main power to your heating system. The bottom switch is your electric water heating. So you've got electric water heating off, and when the switch is pushed down, you've got electric water heating turned on. And that is currently what I'm running it on, and that's how hot it gets with that turned on. It has been on for a fair while, and obviously it does take a fair while to warm up. If you want to warm the water up on gas, just below the main control panels on the door, just by the door just here, you have two dials. you have your heating power switch, or your heating control switch, sorry. On the right hand side you have your gas option for the heating on board the caravan, water heating on board the caravan. Spin the outer dial to the flame symbol. The green light is your pilot light, and if it fails to ignite on gas, you're going to get a red light on this side. It will actually fail in a second because we haven't got the gas turned on. So as you can see, sorry, all the red lights here in this one, but that red light will appear to let you know it has failed to ignite. If it does ignite on gas, you've got a temperature control between 30 and 70 degrees of temperature. And we do advise, if you're showering on board the caravan, to use the gas as a boost for keeping the water warm while you're in the shower. The dial to the left is for your heating. Now, first of all, you're going to need to select 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power. So you spin this outer dial to the power source that you want to use. Here on site, we could use a maximum of 2000 watts. I'm not going to at the moment. It's going to get it warmed up on 1000 watts. But like I said, if you wanted to, when you're on site, if you've got enough power available, you can select the higher source down the side here. You've then got a temperature control between 1 and 9. Obviously, the higher you go, the hotter the heating will be. So that is essentially your temperature control on this dial here. On the heater itself, you have got some more options you can use. And on the right hand side, top of the heater, you've got the option to run gas. So you can spin this dial around between 9 and 10. Hold down the gas valve with the gas turned on in the front locker, and you'll get a pilot light in this window just down the front of the heater. It is around a 45-degree angle you're going to be looking at. Roughly where you see that shine in now, inside there, is where you're going to see the pilot light. Once it's ignited, you'll slowly release the valve. After 5 to 10 seconds of it being ignited, then you can control the temperature of the heater on gas on this dial on top. Spin it back to the 0 position, and the gas supply will turn off to the heater. The vent hasn't been cleaned yet, just if you want wiping that over so it looks a little bit better. On top here, you've got your fan speed for your blown air heating. So this is a bit like the blown air in your car, for instance, when you've got your heating on. Between 1 and 5, obviously 5 being the highest fan speed. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is going to come straight out the front of the heater. The wave symbol on the left-hand side is continuous blown air, and that will come out the vents around the caravan, like you can see just below the front seating area there. And then automatic blown air is actually a thermostatic blown air, so it will cut in and out with the thermostat on board the caravan. Just going to leave it in the central position. Do advise when you're waiting for the heating to warm up that you don't put it straight onto blown air, because the heating won't warm up as quick as what it would do with the heat just coming out the front. Obviously, if you're trying to put cold air over a heating element, it's not going to allow that element to warm up as quick as what it could. Next thing we've got is the fridge. So you've got power on the fridge just here. Wait for the fridge to load up. At the moment we're on mains power, and on mains power or gas you can use the button on the right hand side here to control the temperature. Obviously the more amount of bars you've got lit up, the colder the fridge will be. Hit the button again on the left hand side, and we can change our power source. So at the moment we've gone to the 12 volt supply. Now that is not the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. That is a 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with. So obviously if you're towing down the road and you've got the correct connection on the back of your car, you will be able to use this fridge as a cool box. But just remember, it does not work on 12 volt. No fridge does in a caravan. Works on 12 volt from the 12 volt battery on board the van. Hit the button again and we can go across to our gas option. Again, it won't ignite at the moment, but if it fails to ignite, it's going to start flashing this the power light at the bottom here, which is also your pilot light. It'll also bring up a spanner symbol and a number in this box here to indicate it has failed to ignite on gas. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. The electric ring on the hob will only work if you've got 240 mains coming into the caravan. The bed lifts up so you can access the storage underneath. Then coming through into the bathroom, last thing we can go through is the toilet flush and the toilet system. So electric flush on top, press the button and allow the toilet to flush. Toilet seat itself turns for your convenience. As you can see, it's slightly turned at the moment. However, when you're removing the cassette from underneath the caravan, you do need to make, or from the side of the caravan, sorry, you do need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight on. If it's turned at all, it'll actually lock that cassette in place. Then below the toilet, you've got the grey waste handle. So when you're using the loo, push it open into the open position. And when you're not using the loo, have it in the closed position. Again, you will need this in the closed position to allow you to remove that toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan. So that is the Lunar Lexon 540. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.